Hi, my name is Jawad, and today we are going to discuss about the DNS installation from scratch. Remember, in the last session, we did the ESXi installation, and before that, we see how to make a bootable USB for ESXi. So now our ESXi is ready, and on the ESXi, we are going to deploy the DNS VM. All right, and that VM will be the Linux machine. So before we will discuss about how to add the port group in ESXi. Don't worry, we will discuss what is the port group. Then we will upload the ISO file, we will create the VM, and then finally we will install the Linux. So we will discuss all these steps from the beginning. Okay, so what is port group in ESXi? You can see the picture. On top of it, we have a physical switch, which is normally called top of rack switch, used in data center. And this is the red color ESXi host. This is the software running. This is the hypervisor running. In hypervisor, you can see we have a virtual switch. Just like a physical switch, you have a virtual switch here. And under that, you can see a port group. So what is port group? Port group is, you can think as a big port, or you can think as a template. In a How to explain in normal in the easy words, I would say that imagine this V switch is a big ship which is carrying small ships, and these small ships will be maybe will be dropped somewhere on X station. This will be stopped on the other station, and the below VMs are the passengers. You can see the passengers in the small ships can be maximum 1016 passengers, and these port groups, the small ships, can be 4096 in the big ship. Okay, so what's happening? Template, why we are calling it template in the technical term? Because whatever the setting you apply, for example, VLAN setting, traffic shipping, or the security setting, whatever you configure here, it will be inherited over here on the VNIC. VNIC is what? It's just a virtual NIC card which is in the VM you are going to assign. And you can see maybe can be VLAN 10, and if it is VLAN 10, so it will be also this VLAN will be going here also, and here and here. Similarly, this one can be VLAN 20, so the traffic can be can be segmented. The the port group concept is same in the Linux, which is bridges. Bridges is also used to segment the network. So I hope it is clear now. Now, first of all, what we are going to log into the ESXi, and then we will see physically, visually, that what is this port group and all about. I hope it is clear till now. All right, here we log in. All right, this is, you see, there is no virtual machine. Here, what I was talking about in the diagram. Remember, this was the diagram. This is now I'm logging to this red box, ESXi, and you can see here virtual switch. And under virtual 6, you'll click more network. You can see when the ESXi is installed, as we did the fresh installation in the previous video, two networks are automatically created. Two port groups are automatically created. One is VM network, and one is management network. This management network is not for the virtual machine. This is, for example, if you want to connect this, you can see here this VM kernel ports. So basically, what it's doing, it is for the ESXi host itself to manage the host externally. It is for the management, you can say. You can also use for the external storage like NFS, and you can use for other purposes like fault tolerance. Like if you want to use vMotion, you want to move the VM from one hypervisor to another, then this management network is used. But remember, this is, you cannot use this management network in the VM. When I say VM, is here you can see in the VM there is a VNSI. You cannot assign this port group management onto this VM port. Oh, sorry, VNIC port. Okay. This is just an example. VNIC 0, it can be VNIC 0, 1, 2, 3. Many ports in the VM can have. Like in the Linux, we have yeah, ENS 192, one Ethernet port, basically, you can say. Okay. All right. Coming back to here, we have vSwitch. As I told you, there is the more network. Okay, this is automatically it's created. You can see here, nothing is created. No VLAN is created. And I can change it to, maybe I can give name to it. I can say outbound network. I can give any name. And you can see VLAN is 0. All right. And here is the setting, different security setting. And I see load balancing, how you want to load balance your traffic. Okay, there are different options, different algorithms you can use. All right. And traffic shaping, these are all this one. So what is going to do, we are going to use this port group. All right. So let's go. I hope until now this is clear. You can see here the physical adapter. Whatever goes here, it can go to this NIC. But remember, right now we are just communicating inside our network. So it is not necessary that it has to go outside. Because if you go here, where is the vSwitch? Okay, here is the vSwitch. You see, is a management network. Right now, you see nothing is connected, but this is connected because, as I told you, this is management network created automatically by the ESXi, and this traffic can go to the external world. This can also talk to the external world, but this is for the VM communication. This is not for the VM connection. This is specifically for the ESXi communication. All right. So let's now create the VM. What is the next step? I hope this screen is clear. Now what we need to do, we need to upload the software. We will go here into the storage and data store. Click data store and then more storage. And we will go into the database browser. And here we click. And we can upload here. If the software is not available here, we can upload from our laptop or from the machine and we can do it. But I have already uploaded, so I will use Red Hat 7.9. Okay. So what is the next step after this? Once you have uploaded, now you are going to create the VM. Let's go there. Where is the VM? Click create a new virtual machine. Because I'm not using a WAV file, I'm using an ISO file. So I'm going to click this one. And I'm going to give the DNS name. Compatibility, it should be the older version. I'm using 7.0.3. So it should be a previous version, not the current version, in order to make it compatible. So I am going to maybe use, let's say, this one. And the guest family is Linux. And the guest operating system is Red Hat. Oops, sorry. Red Hat, I have 7. Let's click next. Next. And what is the steps? Here. Oh, okay. Now after this one, you see here is the CPU. Let's click CPU. I have one socket. And this is how many CPU you want to assign to your virtual machine. You can assign 2, but I am using here 1 only because it's just a DNS machine. All right. So, and this is expose hardware assistant. If I'm using a nested virtualization, then I need to do it, but I'm not using a nested virtualization. I will talk in another video about nested virtualization, and we will discuss in details. And IMMO user to the guest operating system, we do not need it. Why it is needed IMMU? Because, for example, your virtual machine will directly connect to your physical interface. It will look like that it is directly contacting the physical layer instead of different layers in between the LAN physical LAN card till the VM. So the performance will be very good. But as I told you, it's not needed. Here's scheduling affinity. If you want to assign different, because you can have many CPUs. For example, if you have 24 CPUs, you can assign, for example, this VM uh, first CPU, then the other VM second CPU. You can make it in the big environment we typically used to read, but leave it on the VMware. Okay, so this is the CPU configuration. I will make it for 4 GB. This is sufficient for my need. And here I will give maybe 24 GB is also sufficient for this Linux. Okay, here you see network driver. Now here you see DVD. I will say connect and connect on power. What is the host? I will give the data store. You see it gives the path. I need to select this one. Select. Now you see, click next. Nothing I have to do. It's very simple, straightforward. It is giving me the summary, DNS, data store, what is this, compatible, this is blah, blah, blah. Click finish. Boom. It's now ready to go. I just need to click. It's powered off. I will just click it. And now I will click on. Here you go. And now I will select the above option. Install the Red Hat, which is basically I am here on this step. Enter any key to install. This is the issue. Okay, now it's starting. Basically, we are about to start this step. We have already started. Okay, English, I will not change anything. Okay, installation steps, auto done. This, and I will start the begin installation. I will give the password root, and then it is starting now. Okay, now we will, the installation is done. I need to reboot it. Okay, now I will give root. Okay, now we have this one, but now you can see I am working on this ESXi window. It is really difficult to work if you want to copy paste anything. So what I am going to do, I am going to change just first of all the interface configuration. You see here, what is this? IPA. Now you see my interface is up, but there is no IP configured. So let's go on etc/network. What was sorry, script ls. We will change now to EFG. Our, as you can see here, it is 192. 192. I will see what's inside. I will change all those settings. I need to use VI, which is the editor, and I do not need these lines. Root protocol should be static because I'm going to assign the IP. So I will click escape static. Default root is yes, but yeah, it's not necessary. You can also give the gateway also, like I have given. So it's not necessary to give this one in my case. And then I will remove this wall configuration. And I do not need to give any UID to interface. You can give it. So you can recall if you need it somewhere. Device name is this, and I want to get boot this interface whenever the system is booted. What I will give IP header address basically, sorry. And what is the IP address is I will give 192.168.4.105. This will be my DNS IP, and then I will give the netmask. Okay, netmask is equals to 255.255.252.0. Then I will give the gateway. Okay, gateway is equals to 192.168.4.1. This is my gateway. Okay, and here it is. Set default gateway, and then I can give also DNS. This is my own DNS. So the first one maybe I can give DNS. Let's say 192.168.4.105 DNS2. I will tell you about this one, and let's say 8888, and then on boot is yes. That's fine. Now I need to disable this configuration is done. Now I need to disable the network manager because I'm doing the manual configuration, so I do not need it. So I will give the command clear systemctl stop network manager, and I will disable it permanently so it does not get used. So it's now removed, and now I am going to give the restart the network services. So the configuration which I have done on the interface level, it is going to take the effect. Sorry. Okay, now I see the IP. Let's ping the gateway 192.168.4.1. Yeah, I can ping it. So now this configuration is done. Now I will do further configuration on the VM, but at least now it will be accessible from my machine. Like I will go on to the secure CRT because I have a Wi-Fi password. Sorry, I mean I have a Wi-Fi which is connected to the. I will go back to explain what I mean to say. You see this one? I am connected now. This VM is created. This is Ethernet 0 port. It is going to this vSwitch, and vSwitch is going to NIC 0, and NIC 0 is connected to my home Wi-Fi. And from home Wi-Fi, that home Wi-Fi has the gateway of 4.1. So this is how it's working. Now let's go to this machine session manager. I will click accept root. Here you will log in. Now first of all, what I will do, okay. Now I have to mount the ISO file because the thing is that I have to uh, download the packages of bind and other packages. One, because this is Red Hat Linux. So one way is to register on the website of Red Hat Linux and get the subscription, and you can download all the packages of the Linux from the online. But the other way is that what you will do, you will mount the ISO file. What I mean is to say, remember, we discuss about here where it was virtual machine, and then we go to the DNS here, edit, and then we see the I should connect always, so it is always connected. It should be always connected. So, and I will click save. Now here I'm already, but it is the Linux will not detect it. I have to mount it. What I'm going to do, what are the steps? First of all, you need to see what is like. I can use lsblk command. You see, here is the CD-ROM, and what is the name of the device? SR0. Or you can also use df-h. You see, nothing is mounted now. But lsblk is showing that there is some CD-ROM there. But it is not showing in our mounted directly. See, mounted on. There is no mounting, that's why it's not showing. Now what I can see also, I can check the output from this one, the message G, and I will grab what? I can grab the CD-ROM, or I can grab the name of the device. What is the name of the device? SR0. And you see it is attached to this one. All right. What is the next step? And then I will create a directory. I will create mkdir mnt, sorry, mk mnt slash, what I should give the name, maybe. Okay, CD-ROM is fine. You can give any other name. All right. Because usually the mounting in Linux, mnt is used for if you want to mount anything. Now I will give this command. What is the command? This will be this is the device name, right? Which you already see it. So I will give mount /dev /sr0 slash. So it will map automatically all the data here. Okay, now if I want to verify, I can verify from the ls, or also uh, from the df. Now you see here it is showing mounted. Before it was not showing. Remember, even I can, if I want to see the content, I can go mount mnt where I created the directly. Now you see it's all created. It is mapped. This DVD is basically mapped into this folder. All the files now you can see here. Okay, so this is mounted permanently. Now this is the next option. You want to mount CD-ROM permanently, because maybe this directly when you will reboot it, you will not see again. Okay, so there is a procedure which is F step. What is F step? Is basically a file system table. It's just a normal file table which contain all the information about your drives. What is the kind of drive? It is CD-ROM, or it is read only or write only, read and write only. And it contains about the device information, like in this case, it is SR0, or it can be CD-ROM. Basically, it's a CD-ROM. Okay. So, and what are above field is telling you, see, if you see the fstep file. Okay, so let's see what is inside the etc fstep. You see it's already there something, but we need to change this. I'm going to change the setting vi, and I am going to insert the setting of what was there. What was there? It was slash dve sr0, and then I will go to mnt. I will explain you what is this. Just give me a couple of minutes. See, okay, now it is changed. Okay, what is this? Basically, I did mounting. Okay, I need to verify it is mounted or not, first of all. Okay, no error. It's mean it is there is no error in the file and it is successfully mounted. Okay, let's see what is the parameters. Device, you give the device and you mention here the CD-ROM. All right, and now you see the mount point. This is the mount point. It could be anything else. As you see before, it could be any UUID here. And type is ISO. Why it's type ISO? Because it's a CD-ROM. So, and it's read only. That's why I given the options of read only. What is dump and pass? Dump is basically you are making here dump utility to decide which file system need to be backup or not. 0 mean it will not take any backup, and 1 means it will take a backup. But I put 0 because there is no make sense because we are using a CD-ROM. The last one is pass, this 0. Why I'm doing this? Because if I do a reboot and somehow if it is shut down, improper shutdown has been done to the operating system, it will do a check, and it will see if there is a file system is not correct, and it will try to recover it. But again, as I said, it's a CD-ROM, so there is no need to do it. All right, now I'm going to reboot my system and let's see it has taken effect or not. Okay, but before that I am going to check everything is fine or not. Cat dev 0 amount CD-ROM so although and it's fine here. Yeah, it's correct. Let's reboot. Even I've checked, but I'm just want to check. Now it'll reboot. Give us 2 minutes. Okay, so now the reboot I hope is finished. Yeah, I can get the access now. And you see df minus h. Okay, it's still there. It's still there. Now this is only mounted, but still I haven't configured my repository. So the next step, I believe it should be the repository. Now this mount is done, but remember it's an optional step, but I did the optional step. Now what is I have to go on to this one, etc yum. You see there is nothing, and now what I am going to do, what it shows the steps. It shows the step you need to configure the repo file, and you need to make this. I will give this vi local. What is the name I should give? Local ISO. It can be any name, but it should be with the dot repo. All right. So I will give it's a blank file, and I need to give this directive and these settings. I will explain you what does it mean. Sorry. Okay, this is created name. The name of this repo is localized repository, and the base URL this. And let's explain about these parameter. What is this? Okay, this is a COS directive. It is used to give the preference, because maybe there are multiple repository over there. Maybe there is one more for the which is extracting it from the online. But I give the one number here. I give the one number, so it is preferred. The higher number is less priority. Now the enabled means that the repository is enabled and yum will include it when searching for the packages when we have to install it. GPT check directive is the optional control when yum verify the signatures of the package from this repository using the GNU privacy guard keys. Now we need to verify. I already this verify. I checked it. Now this other command is yum repo list. Let's see what yum repo list do. It will show you a big, yeah, it shows the local repo ID and the name which we configured before. This is the name we configured, and we can see all the packages there, 5230 packages. We can also do the clean and rebuild cache. The cache includes the headers. Basically, it's actually a metadata which include all the information about the packages and their dependencies in the RPM format. And the default location is this one, var cache/yum. But I'm not going to do it. It's fine. So now our repository is set. Now I'm going to set the host name. Okay, there are two ways to give the host name. Either you can give in the file, or you can configure on the with the name of this command. Let's see what is inside. Clear cat etc host name. Now you see it's showing this one. Now what I'm going to do, what is the command? I can either edit this file or I can give this command, hostname ctl. Hostname ctl, and then set hostname. I will give DNS. Okay, now if you see host name ctl, it will show you the DNS name, and it will show you other virtualization is running on the VMware, what is the version, all this information. But you will see that this setting will be overwritten on the hostname file. Now you see, I did not go on the edit. It automatically configured for me. But strange still, it is not showing me the host name here over here. So what can I do? There is an environment variable file which you can do it, which is a bash rc file. It will give you the immediate effect. And what is doing, I will give the name DNS. It will show /u means it's a username, and /w it will show you the working directory. So it is much more convenient to see who is the user and in which directory currently you are, instead every time you are typing pwd to know your directory and who is login, what is the host name. Maybe you're by mistake you are logging to the other host name. Otherwise, if you are not doing this, you need to restart, then you will see the DNS. All right, so I am going to do this. As a good practice, you should do also. All right, and I need to also source this, otherwise it will not take any effect. You see, till now there is no effect, but now you see it is immediately giving me uh, the directory structure. And I will go here. If I go /etc, it will show me the etc directory wherever I go. So now host name is set, repository is configured, you have mounted the CD-ROM permanently. So every time when you restart your system, it will be mounted. And now you will go onto the etc host file, and there is also etc resolve file. What is the etc host file? It will contain the hostname and IP address mapping. Let's see. etc. This was hostname. Remember, it says hostname. This one is host file. What it contains? It contains the mapping of the IP address and the host name and the domain name. But we are actually installing the DNS server. This is not a client, it's a DNS server. So there is another file which I want to discuss, etc resolve.conf. Sorry, maybe I make a mistake. There is a resolve. Okay, what is this showing? I did not configure. From where did it come? It comes from because I configure the interface. What did I configure the interface? It says config/network scripts if cfg-ens 192 grep DNS. You see, I have configured. This was the wrong mistake. I did not. It is the wrong configuration actually. I believe I should not. I would have given. But what my point is to say, there are two ways. It is not necessary that you give the configuration on this file. You can also configure the resolve file. I will discuss what is the resolve file, but let's see what is these files are doing. So here what you are doing, you are giving the static name and the IP, and here you are giving the resolve. What is happening when the client is requesting that any DNS, for example, he typed www.example.com, it will hit the DNS server. When the DNS server will not look into these files, it will look into another file. I will tell you which file it will look when we'll go into the next video session about the DNS configuration. It will not look into this file, but it will look when it will look. This resolve conf will be seen if DNS server itself want to contact to Google, or maybe it is installing something from outside the local system. So this it will contact to the resolve. But here when I say the name server, it means it is giving. It will it will go to maybe google.com somewhere. But what if I mention here also some DNS IP and the DNS domain? So which will be preferred? It is preferred. Let's go here. Where it is? Yeah. The default behavior is defined in this file, which is called NSS switch file. And what is happening when the server is querying for the external domain, if the host name is not found in the etc host file, the system will consult the etc resolve file to determine which DNS server to query for resolving the host name. That's what I was saying, that there are two files. So you get confused which one to use, what to use. This is decided by which factor? By this one. By default, etc host file is used, but you can change the preference that which one DNS server will choose. It will choose either resolve.conf first or the etc host first. So this preference can be changed in this file. So all right, first of all, what I need to do, I need to fix this one, which I make a mistake. Let's do it. And I need to restart. I prefer manual method of making changes instead of using the net manager. All right, now we have done this. Uh, the host name, we do not need to define anything. As I told you, we are DNS server, so there is no need. And now if you do this file again, you see, now if the server want to ping to the outside world, it can go. Yeah, you see, it's going now. Otherwise, if it is not there, it will not resolve this one. All right, now we have done, but until now the package is not installed. The DNS VM is ready, but the package, the process is not yet installed. The and that package is called bind. Bind, and we have covered this one. Okay, what is bind is basically Berkeley Internet Name Domain. It's a software package which is usually for the DNS software on the internet. And we need to also install the bind utils. What is bind utils? It is used for the DNS records and for different verification tools like we have NS lookup and dig. So let's install those both of the packages, bind and bind utils. I will go yum install, and then what? Bind, and what else? Bind dash utils. Boom. Okay, I will select yes. It is going to install from my local repository, which I have already configured before. And once, okay, now it is installed. Now I want to see the status. System CTL status named. It is not running. I will start, and I will do what? I will enable. So even when I do the restart of the VM, the bind service, the bind process automatically start. I do not have to manually start again. So here it goes with the help of the enable. Now I need to do some other verification, that is it really listening to the port 53 or not. This is the command ss minus lnp and then grep named. Here you see it's listening on the port number 53. All right, it is listening. Now the issue is that what will happen, it will maybe not work. Why it will not work? Because maybe there is a firewall. So let's see, is the firewall is blocking or what? This is the command to verify the list. You see, this only by this VM, only this services are allowed. DHCP and the SSH. Everything will be before. So one way is that I include the DNS service in the firewall zone by this command to make it permanent. I will add the zone public and I will add the service. What service? DNS service. And then I will reload it, the firewall service. This is one way. But I am going to disable firewall permanently to easy my life, because I'm just doing my testing. So what I'm going to do, system CTL stop firewall D, and then I will disable it. So even if I restart, it don't try to start automatically. So now if I give the command, it will firewall D is not running. So now our DNS server package is installed. It is ready to run. It is ready to, but until now the DNS configuration is not done. Only the DNS process is running on this VM. So today we learn, what did we learn? We learned how to add the group. Let's recap. What we done, we learned that how we can add the port group onto the into the ESXi, and then we know how to install and create the VM using the ESXi. Then we did the installation of the Linux, and then we mount the CD-ROM to make it a local repository, and we make the CD-ROM permanently mounted, so we can every time the system boots up, we can use that repository for our any installation. Then we go to the installation of the DNS with the yum install command, and finally we just verify the DNS is running, the process is running or not, and we block the firewall. Basically, we disable the firewall. So this is all. In the next video, we are going to see how to configure the DNS configuration and the structure, the architecture of the DNS, and many other things. Hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.